I've been trying to avoid thinking about it. That day, back when I first confronted him, I felt as though I'd been drawn there. All this time, I've been trying not to let myself ask why. And why I was able to go straight to him without knowing anything. Or why I thought he was the most important enemy. And finally, why the first time I saw him, he reminded me of someone I know.
She just said we're in stable condition, or have you gone deaf? On top of being dumb. Ichigo, I knew you'd come to help defend the Soul Society. Thank you, Captain Hirako. Did Ichigo seem different to you? He seemed troubled. I don't know. I think there's more to it than that. It seems like he's dealing with something else. Something serious that he's hiding from us.
There! Now I've stabilized you, and I'll be back to finish healing you both. Just as soon as this business is over... Then costume! Evil spirit! I'm dead! Look what I've got! Fresh bread and pastries! Oh, so you're finally awake. Thank goodness. Fine. If you're gonna be rude about it, you won't get any. It's no good. I'm not seeing any signs of life anywhere. We should go with him, Chad! Captain Unohana, does your skin feel dry all of a sudden like mine does? Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Captain Unohana, was it really the right thing for us to do to remain here in the barracks? We might have saved more lives if we'd been out there with the rest of the...
Right. I'm sorry, ma'am. Forgive me.
1,000 years ago, seeking to annihilate all Hollows, the Quincy Empire, known as the Lichtreich, invaded the Soul Society who opposed them, but were wiped out by the 13 Court Guard squads. Then, 200 years ago, the Soul Reapers unilaterally decided to exterminate the surviving Quincy's, believing that they would disrupt the circulation of souls. So that explains why Quincy's and Soul Reapers will never coexist peacefully.
Sounds like that's the least of our problems. Is this really true? About Hueco Mundo? You don't know who they were or what they were after? You really have to ask. We're going, right? What a horrible sight. What did you expect? He's not the type of guy to sit back and do nothing. But you knew all along he'd react the way he did. That's why you came to him for help, isn't it?
You'll pay for that, you coward! Spiral and rise, Shunji!
What's with this guy? Every time he parries an attack, some sort of weird mark appears. Well, I'll just have to attack quicker then. No use. Our weapons can't even touch them. I see what you're planning, but sir, according to Lieutenant Sasakibe's report, this enemy has found a way of sealing away our Bankai. Don't do it! Yes, Captain. You've gotta be kidding me! What the hell? Bankai! No. But Captain, then, with all respect, how are we supposed to fight these guys? How could we beat them without our Bankai?
After the battle against Aizen, I refined my Bankai to its highest point, until it could be called a true Bankai. But then, my Bankai was stolen. I must let go of what's been lost. There's no time to waste dreaming of getting it back. Right now, I need to look ahead.
I don't understand. Why'd you bring me out here?
Wait, Kuna! Captain Mugaruma! You can't expect me to... Just hold on, Captain Mugaruma. I've always looked up to and respected you. But still, even if that's the case, you have no right to badmouth Captain Tosen!
But what is all this to you? You are a human. This fight isn't your fight. You have no reason to risk your life for us. In fact, you shouldn't even be here in the first place. You must forgive me. I realize I have no right to place this burden on you. And yet I must ask this one last favor. Please, will you protect the Soul Society? Ichigo Kurosaki.
Pardon me, Master Ejisai. My apologies. Forgive me, sir. But, sir, I am not so brazenly impudent as to consider myself worthy of calling you by your given name. I come here in the hope that you will allow me to be your right-hand man. No, if I were your student, I would only end up copying you. Then how would I be able to compensate for any weaknesses you might have? Also, it's not true that I'm here every day. In fact, this is the first time I've come in a month. And meanwhile, I've done what you requested. I have acquired a Bankai, Master.
No. I am finally going to force you to realize that you and all of your subordinates are nothing more than a pile of corpses just waiting for my flames to light the funeral pyre! There. I have told you about my Zanka no Tachi East. But where there's an east, there is also a west. Zanka no Tachi West, Sunjitsu Gokui! It burns at a temperature of 15 million degrees Celsius. You can no longer touch me or even get close to me. When I use my Bankai, think of my body and my blade as having been enveloped by the sun!
Your leader's presence has revived your spirit. Quite inspiring, but I'm afraid you Soul Reapers have misjudged one thing. It is not only your leader who has joined the fight, but ours as well. And we are just as inspired by his presence. That's why you're gonna lose this battle.
Captain!
Counteract Katakagi.
But before you do, you should know, there's nothing but downsides in it for you. For starters, I'll have to bind your soul to both Masaki's soul and the hollow within her, with this string of reishi. And this bond will have to last for as long as Masaki lives. No, longer. It'll be passed down to all her descendants forever. And once you've entered this Gigai, not only will you be unable to use your Soul Reaper powers, but you won't even be able to see hollows. And if you should choose to get in, it's more than likely you'll never return to being a Soul Reaper again. No, can't say that there has been, really.
There's an old Quincy tale I've heard that tells about how their king was sealed away. According to the story, the confined Quincy king regains his pulse after 900 years, his mind after 90 years, and his strength after 9 years. Yhwach regained his strength by robbing those Quincy's he deemed impure of their powers, and making those powers his own. It was this selection process that caused Uryu's frail mother, Kanae Katagiri, to fall ill and die. And it's what caused your mother to lose her powers and her life in battle.
I've been asleep all this time, dreaming of our first encounter, and trying to recapture that feeling with every opponent I've faced since. All this time, I never knew there was a name for this kind of fighting. But now, with your help, I've finally learned what it's called. Thank you. So this is it then. This is it at last. This is battle! Hey, you know something? I love fighting. I love it to death. I love it so much I can't even explain it.
Right, in you get. Damn you, kid! Ready?
Those two guys weren't wearing anything, and they survived both the White Bone Hell and Blood Pond Hell. It's unbelievable. No way. Don't fight it, kid. It's nothing personal. Go! Whoa. We never would have survived that without these protective bathing robes. Even so, another few minutes and we'd have been parboiled.
Yachiru Unohana, one of the original 13 Court Guard squads, said to be the strongest in its history. She was the first captain of Squad 11 and made it what it is today. Before being made a captain by Old Man Yama, she was the most notorious criminal in the history of the Soul Society. To show her proficiency with the blade, as well as her mastery of many styles of combat, she ultimately gave herself the name Yachiru. I wronged you by calling it a mere Zanjutsu lesson, didn't I? I know that once you and Captain Zaraki cross blades, it means that one of you will have to die.
This dryness in my throat, this can only mean the head captain's body has yet to be found. The enemy destroyed virtually everything.
Ichigo. Rukia and Abarai just got out of surgery. Shut up. You drove off the leader of the enemy's forces. If you hadn't done what you did, things would have gotten a whole lot worse. So hold your head up high, you damn idiot. So typical. He's always running off somewhere no matter what the situation is. I wish he'd sit still and think of his own well-being for once. Yeah, I couldn't help noticing that as well. Though to be fair, his Zanpakuto was broken. He's exhausted and disappointed he couldn't do more. But I wouldn't worry about him too much. He's been gone for a long time.
Who are you talking about?
What do you mean, who are you talking about? I'm talking about Ichigo. Shouldn't we be trying to find and help him? Oh, sorry, that's my soul phone. Hello, this is Yuki.
What is it?
It's, they're saying it's a message for all squads.
Get out! We've had enough grim tidings for one day. Where have you been? Haven't you heard we lost the head captain, you fool? How much more bad news are we supposed to take?
Get a grip, it's embarrassing.
Get a grip? That's easy for you to say. You guys have always held a grudge against the head captain all these years. You gotta be kidding. The Great Squad Zero, huh? Cooling your heels up in the sky while the Seirei was being destroyed. And now you think you can just come floating down here and pick up the pieces. What is this? Some kind of joke?
I don't think I've ever seen a head captain so angry before. From what we understand, it seems you came and took Master Hallibell while we were away. You shouldn't let your guard down. We told you not to underestimate us.
How is school coming along, Misaki? I see. And how about your Seiren training?
Just so-so, that's all?
I don't think you really understand your situation. You're the only surviving member of the Kurosaki family without parents or siblings of any kind. It's only because you're a fellow Quincy that we even took you in. I'll be in my room. At the 5th Feld. Don't ask me when he'll come back. He never tells me.
Shuhei, I want you to master Bankai.
Huh?
I was lucky my Bankai wasn't stolen this time, but it could very well happen the next. The more Soul Reapers who use Bankai, the better. Now Mashiro, Hollowfy! Better watch out. Mashiro's strong when she's hollowified. I think mastering your Bankai is the only way you won't die here. Get up. You're either going to master Bankai or die trying. I'm not soft like Tosin was.
Ha! It's here! Our bones are the Oken. That's right. They were transformed by the power of the Soul King when we were selected by him to join Squad Zero. You see, there are only two ways to gain entrance to the Royal Palace. Either we choose to allow you in, or you come in with us. Sosuke Aizen was trying to make an imitation Oken of his own. In other words, he was trying to use his own spiritual powers to create clones of us.
You've got it all wrong. The world is under no true threat. It will never perish. Only the bearer of it will change. Even then, our clan will remain the same. Regardless of who claims the world, we'll continue to live in the shadows. Nothing will change, nor is there a need for it to. Ultimately, it doesn't matter who the world may belong to. It's none of our concern. Don't you understand, Sajin? I'm telling you not to disrupt the peace we have. Don't make me repeat myself. And if you can't do that, then I shall have no other choice but to crush you.
Questioning the abilities of your own comrades? There's no art in that.
Izuru Kira has not only been a loyal lieutenant, he's been a source of great inspiration to me. Just having him around when I pick up a guitar causes the melodies to flow out of me like a river. It will be devastating for both me and my guitar if Izuru is truly gone. You're right, you don't know anything about art. Do you think I could see so many of my men dead and not grieve? My guitar and I are gently weeping already. But we'll shed no tears over your death, Quincy.
All right, out you get. My work here's done. It's up to you two now. So try to get along and focus on exterminating Hollows, okay? Fight them, not each other.
Request successful. Ichigo Kurosaki confirms he's on his way here. Inform the secret remote unit that he's already left Wingo. Chidanbo? What the hell are you doing?
Now then, as to these Ryoka, whom we are tentatively referring to as a rebel army, they call themselves the Wandenreich, and this invasion of theirs is clearly connected to the recent and alarming trend of Hollows disappearing from the world of the living. The loss of such a large number of Hollows has caused a great imbalance of souls, which could ultimately spell the destruction of both the Soul Society and the world of the living. The power to extinguish souls.
Everything I have ever gained until now, I relinquish to you. Now I have nothing left to give you. Even the title of Kenpachi, which I couldn't give you back then, has finally fallen from my hands. So rejoice, Kenpachi Saraki. Rejoice for me as I pass away. Ah, what indescribable bliss it is to die having accomplished one's purpose.
Captain? I guess he's not back yet. I wonder where he... Captain, if you were in here, you might at least have answered.
It's been a long time. Great Elder. Great Elder. I have come in order to learn our clan's secret technique. Please, just look at me. I no longer hide my appearance. The world has changed much over the past few decades. I sense it's reached a point where our clan can live out in the open. I see a future where we can be accepted. That very world is currently under threat, and I'm telling you, we can change that. We must change it for the sake of our children and our grandchildren.
It's about Misaki. I think she's aware of the real reason she was brought into our household. She knows it's because Mother wants to ensure the ex-Quincy bloodline of the Ishida family.
How does she know? Did your mother tell her?
Do you really think she needed to be told? She's not the ditz she seems. Makes you wonder, could she be happy marrying me, do you think? When a living creature becomes a hollow, however, they can't return to the Soul Society. It is our job as Soul Reapers to purify these hollows, and by delivering their souls to the Soul Society, lead them back to the normal circulation of souls. That is why we are called balancers. But Quincy's seek to destroy and extinguish souls that have become hollows. And what happens when they do that? That's right. Normally, a balance should be maintained between the number of souls that exist in the Soul Society and the number existing in the world of the living. If we don't stop them, the balance will eventually be irreparably damaged, causing the Soul Society to flow into the world of the living, resulting in the ultimate destruction of both.
I hate the way she keeps reminding us of that.
Goichi, you know that man, right?
Of course I do. It's on Getsu.
No! Look closer. You've seen that man up close with your own eyes, quite recently, in fact.
Surely you recognize him as the enemy who destroyed the Soul Society. That man is not the manifestation of your Soul Reaper powers, no! He is your Quincy powers taking the form of Yhwach from 1,000 years ago.
All right, who the hell are you supposed to be? Yeah, I knew they had potential, but not that kind of potential. Especially that Ichigo kid. Little punk. Not only did he survive that punch I threw at him, he blocked my fist out of pure reflex. He fractured it. People used to call me Lightning Fast Tenjiro for my ho-ho skills. As far as I can tell, I haven't lost my touch. So yeah, that kid is something else, all right. I can see why the Soul King is so fond of him.
Don't mourn for him. He deserves praise for single-handedly demonstrating the fate that awaits all you Soul Reapers. Namely, a desperate, hopeless struggle followed by a miserable death. 5 days from now, the Soul Society will be annihilated by the Wandenreich. That look in your eyes, you must want to ask us, who are you people? And yet you must know that we would never answer that question. You should know who we are by now.
Well, well, if it isn't my dear old friend Mayuri. It's a bit of an exaggeration to say that I broke into your lab. The fact is, I was able to walk right in. I barely even had to touch the door. Really? It seems to me that security has gotten a lot shabbier since I was around. He wanted to make himself into a new god by killing the king, as well as millions of others. Sosuke Aizen. He truly is evil personified. But know this, Ichigo Kurosaki. The Quincy's you are now facing are an even greater and more terrible evil. Run! Go!
Okay! Transform! That's right! After all, a lieutenant shouldn't disobey a super lieutenant! See this?
Mr. Alcone, should you be walking around yet? Oh, right. Ever since the Quincy attack, he's just been staying holed up inside his office along with the lieutenant. No. Is something wrong? What? Mr. Alcone, what's that?
That's illegal! The Nimaya bodyguards are here! Here goes! There! Ha! Yes, I got you! What the? Hey, what are you doing? See?
You all right?
The concept I created had never been thought of. The concept of an artificial soul. A Gikon. I even created the technology needed to insert it into a body. This Gikon technology was later used by others to develop the soul candy. But the main purpose of a Gikon is to increase one's power by inserting the essence of a completely foreign spiritual pressure into one's body. The food you ate was infused with just such an essence. Your bodies now contain a spiritual pressure such as you've never felt before. And now you're both beginning to sense it, aren't you? All the same, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be careful.
I assume you must have exerted vast amounts of spiritual pressure in your efforts to break free from Kilge's jail. The shards of spiritual pressure dispersed by your efforts must have mixed with some of Kilge's own spiritual pressure as they returned to your body. His Quincy spiritual pressure slowly seeped into the depths of your soul, drawing forth memories from the core of your spiritual pressure and awakening your dormant powers. Kilge's jail was designed to restrain the enemies of Quincy's. It was never meant to hold actual Quincy's like us. Eventually, I decided that I'd no longer try to keep you away from the Soul Reapers. My heart turned towards supporting your decision. And now, as I stand here before you, I feel a great sense of joy at the thought of stepping away from you. Ichigo, you've become strong. I've been able to stand right there beside you, watching you grow. Now I'm happy to leave, knowing you can stand on your own. I am satisfied.
Flames that are 15 million degrees Celsius.
How could such an immense heat even be visible to us? Is this an illusion? Or could it be that your spiritual pressure is so overwhelmingly powerful that it takes on the appearance of flames when it bursts out of you? Shigekuni Yamamoto. Your Majesty, you said I did well. You do me a great honor, Your Majesty.
Sorry about this, but we're gonna have to kill every one of you.
Time to die, old man! Attention, attention! Quiet, please. Now, will you live or will you die? To determine that, we will be selecting hollows and Arrankas by means of a little competition. The rules are as follows. Moving from right to left, I will begin stabbing everyone. So if anyone is saying to themselves, "No, I don't want to die," or even better, if you're thinking, "Please, let me join you, let me serve you," then get down on your knees as if you were licking our boots and beg for mercy. You here are already a select group, the chosen few who had the luck, wits, or strength to survive our earlier attack. A last chance now. Don't squander this opportunity.
Bogari Bui! Now blow!
Don't tell me they made a doggy like you a captain. Wow, they must be seriously understaffed. I mean, that's just sad. Yeah, that's right. Your Bankai's mine now, doggy. Whoa, hold on a second. No fair. You guys were as good as dead just a minute ago. What the heck's going on?
What the hell was that?
Is she really going to turn her back on me in the middle of a fight?
That's so insulting. Whoops, my time's up. I have to be going now. You can't hear me. Why am I even talking to you?
Fear can be conquered with experience. It's the strongest and most experienced who fall the hardest for that illusion. The fear you mean, rational fear, is easily dealt with. If you can identify the cause and remove it, you remove the fear. But true fear has no cause. It is ever present. It has no identifiable source or measurable limits. It cannot be controlled or suppressed, because it's not an emotion. It's an instinct. And like an army of insects, it crawls over your body, paralyzing you. For no matter how hard we try, we cannot escape our instincts.
It wasn't good news, I take it. You lose a loved one? You betcha. See, I'm thinking it must have happened in Baz B's location. Cause if there's anyone still alive there, he's lost his touch. Sorry, man, I don't know much of anything about art or music, but I wouldn't worry about it. I promise that you and your guitar won't even have a chance to weep for your fallen comrade, cause you're gonna be dead yourself in about 5 minutes.
You let them catch you off guard!
What the hell?
He was? But I thought it was only Soul Reaper captains that had Bankai. Not that I blame you for being scared of me.
Cause after all, His Majesty granted me the letter O. O for the overkill.
Doesn't matter if it's friend or foe or man or beast, the more I kill, the stronger I get.
I guess I must have killed at least 100 people already today. It was about 100 the last time I was here, too. And I remember killing a lieutenant just like you.
And this is how I did it. Ooh, this is my lucky day or what?
Head captain. Just the one I came here looking for. Now, with your own Lieutenant's Bankai, I'm gonna put an end to your long and miserable life. Bankai!
There's no way everyone in the district could vanish without it being noticed, especially not with our squad on watch. Which means that the situation is getting worse. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not buying that explanation. What is it? Did you find something else? You see what I'm seeing, Yumichika? It's our job to find that out. Why do you think we're here? Keep searching the area. There may be other clues to find.
It's true, nobody's here. That last report said there were at least a few villagers left here. An entire village spirited away. It's almost supernatural. I do. These footprints were made by either sandals or bare feet, so it clearly wasn't the work of hollows. It's hard to believe, but the villagers must have been abducted by their own people.
Captain? Where are you? Captain? Found you! My, what a big acorn.
I think I broke my pelvis. I'll have to take the rest of the day off.
Oh, you didn't break anything. Come on, let's go. I'm going to make sure you do your job, Captain Shiba. Whoa, based on rank, I'm next in line for the captaincy, not him.
Shut up, Toshiro! You're such a suck-up, it's so annoying!
Huh?
You've got the nerve to talk trash about Master Hollybell, and yet you have no idea who we are? I guess it's true that underlings really are clueless. Hey, Mila Rose! Were you talking behind my back? You're not as strong as you think. Go on, teach this cocky, four-eyed monkey a lesson! Smash his stupid face in, Ione! Ione's a pet monster we created by fusing our left arms together. Watch yourself, you can be a little unpredictable.
Look at that. This guy's tough, all right, I'll give him that. I can't believe he's even in one piece after the clobbering he just got from Ione.
I'm sorry, but no, I won't leave you here by yourself.
Katakiri.
Master Ryuken, have you forgotten? My duty is to serve you, and I've devoted my entire life to it. And done so without regrets. From the very first day I met you, my life has belonged to you, and only you. That's why I beg you, please don't be sad. I can't bear to see you unhappy. It's tearing my heart into pieces. When I see you crying, it makes...
The following is a brief summary of the current situation.
I'm only going to say this once, so listen carefully. 57 minutes ago, 7 unidentified intruders invaded the Squad 1 office. 5 minutes later, they retreated. 1 squad member was killed, but the head captain is safe. At roughly the same time, another intruder showed up near the Kukurio gate where Squad 1 was standing guard. All 116 squad members were killed in the approximately 3-minute battle that ensued. Lieutenant Sasakibe was seriously wounded
and died in the Squad 1 office shortly thereafter.
Then let's see a little more confidence, Ryunosuke. Stop looking so nervous and get a grip on yourself, because like it or not, we've been assigned to this post. You got it? Oh, relax, will you? You're with me. Listen to yourself! Would you try and stop being a wuss for 1 second? That's why they have 2 of us stationed here now, so we don't have to rely on the substitute Soul Reaper as much. Which means they recognize your abilities, even if you don't. Shut up, will ya? I'll patrol the north side, you take the south, okay? That would be a waste of time. What's the point of sending 2 of us then? Or maybe you're scared. Is that what it is? If it is, just say so. Go ahead.
Yes, it's true. After the deaths of Lord Badagon and Lord Stark, Lady Hollybell restored order to Wako Mundo as its acting ruler. But even she was powerless. They took Lady Hollybell. We don't know why. We have no idea. But we do know that they took several Arankars too. And then, while we were trying to escape, they cornered us and nabbed Donda Chaka. Huh? Ichigo Kurosaki, please help us. I beg you.
Oh, and I'm so glad you did. You know that hurts, right?
Why are we up in the air with the enemy right below us? We're falling!
Those
spiritual pressures belong to Trace Bestia.
Hey, what the hell?
The three of them work directly under Lady Hollybell, and they're super strong and super scary, and they're always trying to bump one another off like a bunch of cannibalistic beasts. When I say scary, I mean scary. And really, the only good thing about those three insanely scary monsters showing up is that now the enemy army is as good as destroyed.
Stop it, you idiot! I can't see where the hell I'm going!
No way. I don't believe it. That guy beat the Trace Bestia? The one in the chair must be their leader. If we don't do something, we're going to die. Think about that.
Think again. Lord Aizen's aide, lowly Ivor.
Did you think we could be defeated by an underling like you?
Hey, who are you talking to in there? I know that voice. You bastard, I know you're in there!
Who the hell are you? Doesn't matter. I'm Shaz Domino of the Stern Ritter, and by the power given to me by...
Hey, are you sure about this? Maybe we should think about it.
And I am Manoli Malia.
Just because you beat those so-called aides to Aizen, don't get too cocky.
No, idiots! Would you please wipe that snot off your face?
You'd like that. You weren't expecting to see us again, were you?
No, Ion! Stop!
No, now get lost. Hold on! Please don't start crying, Mario! Listen, I wanna play Kamari? Here goes! I guess that the captain decided not to take me with her. Hone your swing, or you'll never cut those Quincy's down. Captain Hitsugaya, what brings you here today? What?
Hello, Yuhabaha. Oh, your name is well known to me, though I never imagined I would get to see you with my own eyes. I won't ask why you're here. The battle of spiritual pressures raging on the surface above explains that. Am I to understand that you would welcome a Soul Reaper into the Wandenreich? A common goal? I refuse. I serve in no one's cause, and pursue no one's goals but my own. Really? You're going to leave it at that? Didn't you come here because you see my power as a threat to you? A wise decision. We'd best not waste time pursuing the same goal either. One of us won't reach the end of that journey anyway.
There he goes. You sure it was the right thing to do, sis? Got it.
What's going on? Why did my head crack open? I've got light coming out of my brain! Oh! Hi. Boy, did I pick the wrong guys to hitch a ride with! Oh, this is amazing! Well, come on, let's eat! We don't want it getting cold, do we? That would be rude to the ship. I don't want to go in that outhouse! I like the other one better! The one with the beautiful women!
I'm hardly a kid, but allow me to answer. I am Eber. Was it my full name you wanted? Asgiaro Eber. Were there any other questions? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Would you mind repeating that? I thought that's what you... What the hell was that? He just kicked me without warning. You think I'm here because of you? You're flattering yourself. Why did you follow me? You're curious about who I am, right? You have the nerve to call me an Epcar. What's the matter? Does something look familiar to you, Ichigo Kurosaki?
Well, come on. What is it?
Everything's gonna be all right now. Leave it to Ichigo. If anyone can save the Soul Society, he can.
Attention! 13th Court Guard Squad!
Help is coming. Don't despair.
Substitute Soul Reaper Ichigo Kurosaki is on his way here.
His Bankai! It can't be stolen from him.
All right, stand by for launch. And lift off!
Yeah. If he doesn't go now, the Soul Society is doomed when the next invasion comes. It's not like we had a choice. We had to let him go, even if that means making our uncle sad.
Right.
Everyone back to Kukaku's great training hall, on the double. My brother's not going to train himself. Don't forget who took you in off the streets of the Rukon district. Time for you to step up, Ganju. You can complain all you want, but I'm throwing you into the next battle.
I'm sorry. My bad. I know I shouldn't have open Yama, but I couldn't help myself. Here's that painting. I keep wondering what it is. You grumpy old coot.
Units 11 and 16, pair up and search for survivors. The rest of you, you're coming with me. Leave the dead for later. The wounded are our priority right now.
That one looks critical. Take him to room 203. Hurry. You need some proper medical treatment as well. Why don't you come along with me? Come on! I'm not just talking about those scratches on your face. I can tell you've been seriously wounded.
You and me both.
You two, follow me. This is the real Hoodon. Go on in. On it. Right on time. Let's go. To Zanpakuto. No way.
Kenpachi. Kenpachi of Zaraki. You hear me, so my voice has finally reached you. Yes, it's me. The one who has been watching you longer and more closely than anyone. It's nice to meet you, Kenpachi Zaraki. My name is...
What's it like living with the most popular boy in town?
Well, hey, Masaki?
Is that your new way of meeting guys?
You without sin are like the sun.
Ryu, before you take any action, you always think about how it might affect Aunt Izumi, the Quincy's, the future, and so many other things. I admire you for that, I really do. But I'm sorry. To me, taking good care of myself means following my heart and doing whatever I can, whenever I can. If I were to hold back and allow my position to prevent me from saving a life when I could have, I know my future self would never forgive me.
Big brother! Hey! Where are you, big brother? Big brother! Time to get up! Please, come and play ball with me! Okay! Wow! That's amazing, big brother! Ready! Don't be like that, Miss Toki! Come on, we have a job to do, remember? It evaporated! That's incredible!
What's wrong with you? Why are you being so melodramatic? You show up at my door out of the blue acting like it's the end of the world. Like you're some schoolgirl who had a fight with her parents. Shut up. Just eat it. You should apologize, Ichigo, you're right. But not for that, you stupid idiot! From the day I hired you, haven't I always been like an older sister to you? You can come to me about anything. I can't believe you don't know that by now. I hate this so much. What a hassle. I can't believe I'm being dragged into this mess again. What a horrible life.
We've been successful in equipping some hollows with the ability to holify a target, but unfortunately, none of them has survived the process so far. This wasn't part of the plan. I'll deal with her. The fact that he self-destructed means not only did he surpass the targeted holification phase, he reached the final metastasizing phase. But why did he have to pass it on to a Quincy? What a waste of time and effort!